Bagon. And for today, we will be doing the part 3 of our case study, which is setting up the DHCP server. This is the part 3 of our TUPT domain case study. So, before doing the DHCP server, make sure that you have done the add domain users and the domain controllers. So, moving on, to start our DHCP server setup, go to your initial configuration tools. In some cases, if you have closed your initial configuration tools, you can just go to start and search OOBE. So opening the OOBE opens our initial configuration tools. So now, let's start configuration of DHCP. The rules is that the IP block to be used is 173.3.0.0 with a subnet of 22, subnet mask of 22. Router IP address is valid IP address. DNS server IP address is the same as the DHCP server. Also add Google and opendns public DNS server IP access. IP address list expires every 8 hours and do not distribute the first 30 and last 30 valid IP address. Let's start our DHCP server configuration. In your initial configuration tasks, go to your configure networking. Then right-click your local area network, go to properties. Then find your IPv4 properties. So use the following IP address. So I will be using 172.31.0 and 100. Subnet mask is says that we will use is 22. So it should be 255.255.255.252.0. For the default gateway, it will be 172.31.0 and 1. Then use the following DNS server address. Then click OK. Then close. Now after that, what we're gonna do next is to download our DHCP server. So go to our initial configuration tasks, add roles, next, and then select the DHCP server. Then next, and on this, we're gonna go to IPv4 DNS settings. We're gonna change the preferred DNS. So 172.72.31.0.100. Then try to validate it. So it should be valid. Next, then the next, and then IPv6. So validate this. It's valid. Then in this, we're gonna set the DHCP server automation. Just leave it as default. So next, and then after that install, we're gonna close that. And next, what we're gonna do is go to start, initial tools and DHCP. Then under DHCP, then we're gonna right click the IPv4 and then create a new scoop. Next, so we'll name this as DHCP server. For the starting IP address, we're gonna use as 172.31.0 and 1. For the end IP address is 172.31.0.254. Oh, we're gonna use as 1.254. The length is 22, so we're gonna change this to 22. Kira, subnet mask. Subnet mask is 23. After that, click next. For the exclusions, do not distribute the first 30 and last 30, so we're gonna include those parts. So the exclusion range is the starting first. So 172.31, 0, 1, 172.31, 0, then 30. That's the first IP addresses, so they are excluded. Next is the last 30, which is 172, third one, 124, 172.31, 1254. So add, then after you add that, you're gonna click next. For the lease duration, the requirement is 8 hours. Lease 0 and then 8 hours is 8. Next, yes, I want to configure. Here is the router default gateway. The router default gateway, I'm just gonna leave it as blank. Then click next. The next is the Win server, just leave it next and yes. Activate the scope now and finish. Now you can view your ad scope. Go to scope of options, then DNS servers. Click on your DNS servers. So what we have to do next is DNS server IP address is the same as DHCP server, and also add Google and Open DNS public DNS server IP addresses. So to do that, we're gonna create Google, which is the default 8. So we're gonna add that. Again, IPv4 scope, then server options, DNS server. What we're gonna do is add 8.8, add, click yes, is 8.8.8 and add. Click yes. So the next IP to include is the 247.222.222. So add. Yes. Next is the 208.67.220.220. Add. Yes. Then apply. Then click OK. Now that we configured our DNS server for the oh, add Google and opendns public DNS. So next is we're gonna start to join server. So to do that, we have to install a Windows 7 and Windows XP. So now I have my Windows 7 Ultimate here. We're gonna configure the joining of workstation first on Windows 7. So let's open Windows 7. I'm gonna go to here and then I'm gonna go to library or right. Not showing, go to control panel, network and internet. What we're gonna do is network and sharing center, change adapter settings, properties, IPv4. And properties. We're gonna use the following IP address and DNS servers. So it should be connected from the Windows Server 2008. For Windows 7, 172.310.101 subnet mask, which is the 22.252.172.31.0 and 1 for the following DNS server addresses 172.31.0.100. Click OK, close. So now just wait for it to identify. So it should display unidentified network. So now to connect it to our domain of Windows Server 2008, make sure your Windows Server 2008 is running. Go to Start, Computer, and then Properties. Change settings. Name this as computer description as Windows 7. Then we're gonna go to change. I'm going to network ID again. Then just click next, the next username. Let's set it as admin. Password as the admin underscore 123. To do it actually. Name this as admin. This is administrator 0 or 07 for Windows 7. Next. So use the same computer name for device name. Administrator 07. The computer domain is TUPT.com. It detects your domain. It will ask you for a name and password on an account on the Windows Server 2008 to grant the permission to join the domain. So let's use administrator and then the domain is tupt.com. Then after that, you're gonna click OK. After that, it will ask you to restart your PC. So finish, OK, and then restart now. Now in the Windows XP, you'll configure its IP address as well. So go to Control Panel, Network and Internet Connections, and then Network Connections, Local Area Network, and Properties. So we have to make sure the account we are using is an admin. So we're gonna switch account first. So now that I'm an admin, we can now configure our IP. So we should be able to. And now we were able to. So in the properties, select the IEP or Internet Protocol properties and use the same as from before. 172.31.0 and 102. So same subnet mask 255.255.52.0, and for the default gateway we're gonna use 172.1.0 and 1. For the DNS server we're gonna use 172.172.31.0.100. Click OK, close. Then now after that is saved, it should say connected firewall. Then go to the computer, properties, computer name, put a description on it, and XP. Network ID again. Click next, 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 next. For this, admin, admin, admin XP. Now, same as before, admin XP. Computer domain is tupt.com. So it should be connected now. That means it's connected if it asks you to enter a username and password. So let's enter a privilege account from our Windows Server 2008. Click OK. So now after that it is complete, the Windows XP will ask you to restart. Click finish first, then OK. password, and then we're gonna restart. So now after the restart, let's try to check its properties on my computer again. It should now have the registered to TUPT admin. Username, the domain is tupt.com. So that means the joining workstation of our 2008 Windows XP is now established. So now let's check the Windows 7. So now we have restart the Windows 7 from earlier. So let's just register, log in as an admin. Choose. So now let's check. From the computer, right-click Properties, and then change settings. Now you can see the domain of Windows 7 is now connected to tupt.com. So now we concluded that Windows 7 and Windows XP is now both connected or is in a joined workstation to our Windows 2008 server. So on our project, we have now established the DHCP server. So